Attention passionate Cleveland, BROWNS. Latest news, something big is happening in the AFC North and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Cleveland Browns' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Cleveland Browns fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your FRINDS and Cleveland, BROWNS. Let's get to the news. What a finish to the regular season, Browns fans. If you watched that game against the Pittsburgh Steelers, you already know Cleveland pulled off a surprising 13-6 upset that has everyone talking. Now, I know there's some chatter about the draft position and whether this win hurt the team's chances of landing one of the top quarterbacks in April. But honestly, in Cleveland, beating Pittsburgh, especially in Week 17, that's what truly matters. That rivalry runs deep, and every victory over the Steelers feels like a little bit of Cleveland pride restored. This game was a roller coaster, no doubt. The Browns' rookie quarterback, Shedeur, played lights out, especially in the first quarter. He completed 17 of 23 passes for 206 yards and tossed a touchdown, although he did have 2 interceptions. Still, his performance was enough to give Cleveland an early lead that they refused to relinquish. Sanders showed flashes of brilliance, especially in that opening quarter, when he seemed to be in complete control, threading passes and avoiding pressure. For a young guy making his first big impression in a crucial game, that's a huge step forward. And let's not forget the bigger picture here. This win keeps the Browns alive and kicking in the playoff hunt, even if it's just a slim chance. More importantly, it was a win against a division rival, a team Cleveland always circles on the calendar. Wins in the AFC North are never handed to you, and beating the Steelers, a team with a rich history and a fierce rivalry, is always a big deal for the Browns faithful. Head coach Kevin Stefanski, after the game, praised Sanders, saying he's proud of how much he's grown and how he stepped up when it mattered most. That's the kind of development we've been waiting to see from our young QB. Now, this victory also had some interesting repercussions, especially in terms of the draft order. Beating Pittsburgh knocked the Browns from the number 2 spot in the draft order all the way down to number 6 overall. That's a significant shift, and it has real implications for Cleveland's offseason plans. The team has been clear about their offensive needs. They've struggled to put points on the board consistently, and the offensive line has been a work in progress all year. But now, with that 6th pick, they're in a position to potentially land a game-changing player, especially if they're eyeing a quarterback like Fernando Mendoza or Dante Moore, who are considered among the top prospects in this draft class. However, with the NFL draft right around the corner, there's always that debate. Should the Browns focus on a quarterback? Or should they prioritize fixing their offensive line or adding playmakers at wide receiver? The truth is, Cleveland's offense has been a bit of a mixed bag all season. Sanders has shown promise, but he's still young, and the team needs to ensure he has the protection and weapons to succeed. If the Browns decide to target an offensive tackle like Caleb Lamu out of Utah, they could significantly bolster their line and give Sanders more time to operate. Or if they want to go wide receiver, players like Ohio State's Carnell Tate or Arizona State's Jordan Tyson could add some explosiveness to their passing game. Even if Cleveland decides not to draft a quarterback this year, they might look to bring in some competition for Sanders, especially considering the roster's current quarterback situation. Keep in mind, Browns rookie third-round QB Dillon Gabriel is still on the roster, and the team has contemplated the possibility of releasing Deshaun Watson to clear cap space or to make room for other options. But with Watson's recent health and performance history, Cleveland might choose to keep him around in 2026, hoping he finally gets healthy enough to reclaim his starting spot. One interesting scenario that's been floating around is a possible trade for Kirk Cousins. The Browns have some draft capital, including a bonus first-round pick from their trade with the Jacksonville Jaguars. If they truly believe that Cousins, or even other veteran quarterbacks like Malik Willis or Mac Jones, could be the missing piece, they might package that pick or make a move to acquire a proven veteran. It's all about positioning themselves for the future, especially with the looming free agency and draft decisions. But there's more at play here. The development of Sanders under offensive coordinator Tommy Rees has been a key storyline. Sanders has grown significantly with Rees calling the shots, and it's clear that he has a lot of potential. However, Cleveland's coaching staff and front office will have to decide whether they want to stick with the current regime or bring in new leadership that might want their own guys in place. If a new coaching staff comes in, we could see Sanders moved elsewhere, possibly as part of a trade, or they might decide to develop him further with a different offensive philosophy. This offseason will be crucial for the Browns. Sanders' performance in that game against Pittsburgh has certainly forced the front office into some tough decisions. Does he have what it takes to be the franchise quarterback, or will Cleveland look elsewhere? The game this Sunday against the Cincinnati Bengals will be another opportunity for Sanders to showcase his talent and prove he belongs in the long-term plans of the Browns. Looking at the bigger picture, Cleveland's season has been a roller coaster. There have been moments of promise, but also plenty of inconsistency. The team's defense has been solid at times, and with players like Myles Garrett anchoring the front, they've shown they can compete with anyone. Offensively, though, it's been a bit of a roller coaster, with injuries and execution issues hampering their potential. The coaching staff has been working tirelessly to find the right combinations, and that effort was on full display in that hard-fought victory over Pittsburgh. As we head into the offseason, it's clear that the Browns need to address multiple positions. The offensive line, pass catchers, and the quarterback position are at the top of the list. With a talented pool of prospects and some cap space, Cleveland has the tools to build a more complete team. Fans are hopeful that the front office will make strategic moves, whether it's via the draft, trades, or free agency, to push this team over the edge and back into playoff contention. This win also boosts the morale of the locker room. The players know how important division wins are, especially against a team like Pittsburgh. It's a statement game that shows the Browns can still surprise everyone, even in a season that's been filled with ups and downs. The young guys like Sanders are gaining valuable experience, and the veterans are rallying around that leadership. It's the kind of momentum Cleveland needs to carry into the offseason to strengthen and come back even more determined next year. And let's not forget, there's still a lot of football left in this season. The Browns have one more game against the Bengals, and it's another chance for Sanders and the team to showcase what they're capable of. Every game is a building block, and this victory over Pittsburgh might just be the spark that ignites the team's confidence for next season. Whether they make the playoffs or not, the foundation is being laid for something bigger. The talent is there, the coaching staff is pushing hard, and the fan base remains passionately behind their team, believing that brighter days are ahead. Pause here just for a second. If you want the YOUTUBE algorithm to keep recommending the latest Cleveland Browns news to you, it's super important that you leave a like on this video. Go ahead, it's quick and it makes a big difference. Thank you. Now let us continue with the big reveal. Looking ahead, Browns fans, the offseason will be a busy time. The team's front office has a lot to consider. Will they draft a quarterback or focus on fixing the offensive line? Will they make a splash in free agency, bringing in a veteran to stabilize the position? And what about coaching? Will Kevin Stefanski stay, or will Cleveland look for new leadership to push this team to the next level? The possibilities are endless, and the excitement is building. One thing's for sure, this season has shown that Cleveland is not a team to be underestimated. They fought hard, pulled off surprises, and shown resilience. Sanders' performance in that game against the Steelers has fans dreaming about what could be next year, especially if he continues to develop and gain confidence. The team's defense remains one of the best in the league, and with some smart moves, Cleveland can become a true contender once again. What do you think, Browns Nation? Is this the start of a new chapter? Are we on the verge of finally ending that playoff drought? Can Sanders be the guy to lead us back to the promised land? Drop your thoughts in the comments because your voice matters. I'll be back soon with more updates, analysis, and news about our Cleveland Browns. Stay tuned, stay passionate, and as always, go Browns.